So students, let us now understand basidomycetes. Basidomycetes are commonly known as gill fungi. Now we will see later on why they are known as gill fungi in the later part of the video. The hyphae in basidomycetes are septate. That means they have septum that divides the nucleus, giving an appearance of distinguishable cells. Basidomycetes undergoes sexual reproduction. Basidomycetes do not undergo asexual reproduction. There is no asexual reproduction in basidomycetes. So let us now understand the sexual reproduction in basidomycetes. Sexual reproduction in basidomycetes is by fruiting body. These fruiting bodies consist of spores that gives rise to new basidomycetes. So let us see what are fruiting bodies and how they produce these spores. So we will start with the spores here known as basidospores because the fungi is basidomycetes, hence the spores are named as basidospores. It is a cycle, so we will understand the entire cycle. So these spores will germinate and give rise to new hypha. As you can see here, students, the hypha are septate. That means it consists of septum that divides the nucleus. These hypha are known as primary mycelium. These primary mycelium grows towards each other and eventually fuses with each other to produce secondary mycelium. In secondary hypha, you will see two nucleus in each compartment. Hence, they are also known as dikaryon. Di means two and karyon means nucleus. Hence, dikaryon. Now, the secondary hypha will give rise to a bulb-like structure. Now, in this bulb, constriction starts. That is, the bulb starts becoming narrower at a position separating the upper part from the lower part, ultimately giving rise to a fruiting body. These fruiting bodies have gills in them. Here you can see, students, the lines here under the cap, these are known as gills. Hence, basidomycetes are also known as gill fungi. These fruiting body produces spores in the phase of the gills, and during reproductive season they shoot them into the air. That is, they are released. These spores then germinate into new hypha. So students, this is how basidomycetes undergo sexual reproduction. Now we will understand about the third class of fungi, that is ascomycetes. Ascomycetes are commonly known as sac fungi. They can be unicellular as well as multicellular. The hypha in ascomycetes are septate, that is, they have septum. Organisms can be saprotrophic or parasitic. Ascomycetes undergoes asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. So let us first discuss the asexual mode of reproduction in ascomycetes. Ascomycetes undergoes asexual reproduction by conidia. Now students, in this picture you can see a hypha giving rise to a vertical outgrowth. This vertical outgrowth is known as conidophore. This conidophore have branches in them. These branches carries similar multiple branches on top of them, and they are known as macules. The macules again in turn consist of sterigma, which are spore bearing projections, that is, they carry spores. The round structures are the spores and they are known as conidia. They lie on top of sterigma, and under favorable conditions these conidia are released from the sterigma and then they germinate or grow, giving rise to a new hypha. This is how asexual reproduction takes place in Ascomycetes. Now let us understand the sexual reproduction in Ascomycetes. Sexual reproduction in Ascomycetes takes place by ascospores. Now in sexual reproduction, as we know, there must be two gametes, that is male gamete and female gamete. We also know that in fungi there is no male gamete and female gamete, but there are negative strain and positive strain. Now, as you can see in this picture, there are two hyphas. One is of negative strain and one is of positive strain. The gamete of the negative strain is known as ascogonium, and the gamete in positive strain is known as anthradium. Now the anthradium coils around ascogonium and fuses with each other. Now the two hyphas come together and one compartment from each of the hypha will fuse together. That is, the wall between the two hypha will disappear. From this part arises a lateral hook-like structure which is known as ascus. In ascus, nucleus division takes place and the nucleus gets surrounded by cytoplasm. These nucleus with cytoplasm are known as spores. Now since the fungi is Ascomycetes, the spores are known as ascospores. Now the ascus will rupture, that is burst out, and release the ascospores, and these ascospores then will germinate or grow into new hypha. This is how Ascomycetes undergoes sexual reproduction. So students, this was all about the kingdom fungi. Thank you.